All right. We come back as you all recover from your fight. A reminder that not every place is as protected and well defensible, especially outside of the walls here in this plane. Terrell. And you all spend a couple more days with the sun out on the road with your horse and carriage, sometimes switching up how you are situated, and at night cuddling into Motiva's cozy cabin. And you make your way down south to a truly awe-inspiring city. Neverwinter is a large city, one that is sort of framed by the sea and the large mountains nearby, but Waterdeep is no less impressive as it sprawls right on the water. I would like you guys to tell me if you guys think you are doing anything, or if there is anything that you wanted to have done during the rest of your trip before you get into the city proper.
I would like to use illusory disguise.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh yeah, I have my little hat.
You do have your little hat.
Let me look at it again. Okay. I will go ahead and use my little hat of disguise to just look like Zavine, but smaller.
Okay, just a small red tiefling.
Yep. Same clothes otherwise, but
Yeah, I think that Talisha, whenever she notices you do that, kind of raises an eyebrow and looks you up and down and says, if you wanted to disguise yourself so people would like you more, you shouldn't have picked a tiefling.
Oh my.
What should I be then?
I don't know, you can take a page out of this one's book. I assume you look human, Motiva?
Motiva looks away with her human soda, and it just kind of looks like her whenever she was in the middle of like getting recovered. And she just looks away and she says, "Don't look at me. Don't look like a human. It's boring. Just be fake elf."
Fake elf?
Fake elf. Fake.
I'm gonna be honest, you lost me here already too.
A citation. I know what Motiva means. Motiva doesn't know the names of different types of elves. She just kind of looks and she's just like, the not drow. A not drow.
Ah, like a high elf?
Is that what you call them?
Yeah,
There's some places.
there's distinctions, kind of.
One will change again to make herself look like a high elf.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Talisha and Motiva doing a little dance around Blood.
Yeah. And as you guys are kind of having this conversation, Giselle tucked in the back, I think, Motiva, you know Giselle well enough that you can pick up that there is still lingering anxieties about being out in the sun. So as you guys sort of come in, the sun going to set into this sort of twilight, you are now in Waterdeep. No one stops you guys to take your horse or carriage, and no one seems surprised, especially as you see the occasional griffin flying other carriages. Carriages that almost can be as big as buses to you, Motiva. As Talisha kind of like aimlessly wanders the city and waits for your direction. This is your job.
What the fuck was that? Anyway. Sorry, I thought I heard a bus, and I was just like, wow, great timing. Motiva's going to dust off her notes, and God, I need help.
Yeah.
I remember at one point you gave me a screenshot about Sarah's lover.
Yes, I
I
did.
cannot find it.
I can get it again. I have it open.
Slay.
Yes.
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 Sorry, go ahead and say your thing. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Motiva's going to point down at some notes, and because she doesn't have the actual journal because it was taken from her. So she just points down at her notes and she says, Waterdeep Manor, belonging to the Yellow Crests.
There you go.
Lord Vialis does weird Cthulhu shit.
What?
So what's that?
What is Cthulhu?
Actually, if Talisha knows about occultism, Cthulhu is canon in D&D.
Yeah, don't worry, she does. I think that Talisha would not elect to elaborate, though, and would actually look at Falin like she grew a second head.
Falin and Giselle just being like, what the Cthulhu?
What?
You don't know what Cthulhu is, loser. Read a book.
Yeah, read a book, Falin.
We have-
Wash.
Is it similar to Duxulu?
Who?
Which is canon to fucking Xavier.
What is that?
Duxulu.
I don't know what that is. Oh my god.
Cthulhu but a duck.
Honestly,
oh my god.
I guess kinda, yeah.
I suppose so. Falin gets a pat on the head and a rub down. She tries very hard not to rub off the hat. I'm so sorry you don't know about Cthulhu. I'm kind of happy for you, though. Also, we need to find a young squire named Feckin. He lives close to the manor on Imar Street. She looks to Talisha expectantly.
I've never been to this city before, but I'll ask.
Oh, I'm so sorry that this is... Oh, wait. Motiva's gonna look around. We have the... Hey,
Yeah.
we have the scroll to teleport back, right?
Yeah.
Motiva's gonna look to Talisha and she's gonna say, hey, you should make a quick buck actually instead. And while we're asking around, you should sell that carriage and horse.
Oh, that's true.
I think Talisha looks at you, and Talisha has given you guys many a look vaguely negative this entire journey. But I feel like you see a burgeoning respect in her face as she gives a nod, and she says, "That's the smartest thing I've heard out of your mouth since I met you. Good hunting."
Hey,
And she's gonna
Slay.
drop you guys off. I think she'll take Giselle, because Giselle is a little stressed out still.
yeah. Motiva's Oh, is that a little too gay? That's a little too gay. I'm not gonna
No,
be that
be
gay
gay.
just yet. I was gonna say Motiva's just gonna give a lock of her hair to Giselle and just be like, you can mess with it. Burn with it. Burn it whenever you're done, though. Nobody needs that.
I think that Giselle would take it and
Slay.
look enamored. And we'll tuck it away somewhere safe and then go.
I imagine her hair is like Laffy Taffy and Giselle can just stretch it.
Yeah!
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Fulin would also probably give Giselle her parasol, just to hold on to.
Oh my god, Giselle would love that. Giselle would hold it and be like, thank you. I've been a little worried. I don't know if the sun here is the same. You know?
That's exactly why I brought it.
Yeah. I don't think any of us know. And I don't think it would be a good time to test.
The sun is a deadly laser.
The sun
The
is
sun.
a deadly
The
laser.
deadly laser.
I think that you will see Giselle and Talisha ride off into the sunset. Giselle looking the spitting image of a gothic maiden in a painting somewhere.
Yeah.
Motiva's gonna look to Flynn. And she's gonna put a hand on Flynn's shoulder. And she's gonna smile. We gotta go searching.
Yes.
I would like. There's a special thing in Pathfinder to seek.
I believe it is Seek. I'm looking. I'm also getting your guys' stuff open because I forgot to open it.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I have a feat for seeking.
What's your feat for seeking? Is it the fast one? The Seek fast?
Oh, no, this is thorough search. I don't know if this applies to us or not.
Oh, you can choose to take twice as long, but it's better.
Yes.
Okay,
You
I'll
do.
still do it though.
Nice.
1 second, I'm looking at everybody's things.
I get to use my new dice today.
Oh.
They're very Fulin core.
We should share.
They were. Let me. They were the ones that were on a birthday cake.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, that is Flynn core.
Yes.
I will look in a second. I'm rolling things.
No, it's okay. I need to get out my Miva dice.
Miva dice.
I kind of wish that Miva's dice were brighter, but that is the price of having a goth. It also just straight up doesn't help that my rolling box is black bottom.
Yeah. All right. I have rolled your guys' Seeks.
Thank you.
Yes. Felin, Sarah, that fate does a lot for you. I'm gonna be real, Chief. Yeah. You guys go and you guys kind of go to like look around and like seek and like what's really fun about Waterdeep, and this is not generally true of a lot of fantasy towns. I'm sure that there are some named sections of Rossona, but as far as I am aware, I don't think you guys have street names.
We do not have street names, that is correct.
Yes, but Waterdeep does, and Waterdeep has them very prominently posted. Even towns like Neverwinter and Baldur's Gate don't have them. It's specifically because Waterdeep, as you find out, is extremely friendly to like visitors, travelers, adventurers. It's made to be very, very user-friendly to people who have never been here before. So when you go up to people and you're like, I need to go to this ward and this street, they can point you in the exact right direction, and you can find it because of the notations on street signs. It's actually a great way to lay out a town. Motiva, this is just a normal city to you, though.
This is a place.
This is just a place. I want to share, Sarah, you got a 33.
Oh my god.
What in the Lord?
Which I just think is really funny. So yeah, you find it. You find it really, really easily. Let me open up the information for it. You find the area relatively easily. You would also find out through talking to people and asking that Imar Street is actually really, really close to the manor, as Sarah's notes are correct. But you find out as you talk to people and say like who you're looking for and where you're looking, because you realistically don't know how long ago this crime happened, but this man still lives in that house.
Fuck.
And so you very quickly find your way to a little house. It is not exactly a manor by any means. It is a more humble dwelling. It looks like maybe a dwelling that a family could live in. 2 stories, with a little side garden that looks to be mostly for like function. And you are at this house. Nobody seems to be outside, but you see that there is smoke coming from the chimney, so you assume that somebody must be home.
Did we want to find Vecin first? Or are we just...
Oh, this is Vecin's house. This is not Yellowcrest Manor.
Okay.
No, sorry. Yellowcrest Manor is a big-ass house. I thought you were going to Vecin's house. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I misunderstood. Alright. One will look to Motiva and say, shall we knock?
And hope that he doesn't kick us out for talking about his dead girlfriend? Yes, please. Okay. Motiva's gonna walk up, have an arm around Flynn. Knock.
Knock.
All right, you go up to knock on the door, and you hear a voice from inside, sort of kind of generally call out, wordlessly, as if to indicate that somebody's home, somebody's coming. And, oh, so cute, I love you, Flynn, you're so pretty. When the door opens, you see a very large man, wearing armor and a very scarred face, but long black hair. But when he sees you all, despite not knowing who you are, you see him go to give you a very big smile, and he says, "Oh, visitors, guests, it's been a while. Would you like to come in for tea?"
She's just gonna look over at. She's just gonna look over at Flynn as if like, is this what medieval people do for guests?
Flynn will just clasp her hands together and give a big smile and say, "Oh, yes, we would love to."
Of course, come on. Come sit by my fire. We can regale tales about old times.
Yes.
Perfect. Wonderful. Yeah, you get led into this house, and it's about as humble inside as you would expect. But some of the things in it are sort of are nice. The textiles are of a pretty good quality. You see that there are a couple weapons and armors, shields. You see of particular note. You see on display on the mantle above the fireplace is a helmet that looks to have been horned, but it is sort of almost cleaved in two. And he goes to sit down and put a kettle over the fire in the fireplace. He goes to sit down and look to you both with a bright smile and says, "You'll have to forgive me, of course. My adventuring days are... It's been a couple years, so I would love it if you could refresh me on your names. I promise the memories we shared together are important to me."
Oh no.
Hey, God.
Yeah?
I'm gonna need a second. Oh my God. It's been 30 minutes and I'm fucking shell shocked. Okay. Motiva's gonna continue to talk to this man, but I'm going to use Aura Sight.
Okay.
Motiva is going to continue to talk to him and say, "Yes, we were curious if we were speaking to, where the fuck is it?
Bacon.
Thank you. We were curious if we were speaking to one Squire Beckon."
Oh, that takes me back. It's been a good couple years since I've been known as a squire. Most adventurers call me by the title they've given me, Sir Veckin of the Broken Horn.
Oh.
Are you not old adventuring mates?
No, but we are friends of someone who knew you.
Ah, alright, that explains it. I felt terrible that I didn't recognize you, but you see, I've been in so many parties, and I've met so many people, and I have a humble amount of fans. I would have hated to have insulted you by not recognizing you, so I'm glad that I don't actually recognize you.
Yes, it is understandable.
Which of my compatriots did you know?
Yeah, looking at Motiva like,
So, I don't believe there's any delicate way to bring up this matter. There is a journal I found that happened to speak of you. And it belonged to a woman named Sarah.
You see, sort of as you're talking to him, this man who is affable, he's warm, he's welcoming, he has that sort of carefree boisterousness that warms you to speak to. He is a kind and welcoming man, and you see, as you mention that name, his expression goes to melt into something far more grim as he goes to nod and say, I had heard there were new inhabitants in the manor. I can believe that someone must have sold her things.
No. This thing would not have been found sold. Not where I found it. You can have that comfort.
I have to give you your aura sight stuff really quick before I forget. The current apparent attitude of this man still is friendly to you. That is not something that he has been putting on.
Nice.
because of when you activated the aura sight, you can see where the sort of excitement, nostalgia, but also confusion melts into a deeply sorrowful feeling to his aura. I think that it is not strange to say that he himself might not be over what has happened. And as far as his physical health, he looks to be in good health.
Nice.
He looks to I would say he has the vibe of a retired adventurer.
I was very scared that he had like what's the word? Fantasy amnesia. I was very scared.
It would have been very bad. But he nods when you say that, and he says, "That's good. She was a sweet girl, a good woman. I would hate to see her things disrespected after everything." And Motiva in particular, I'm going to give you something extra because you're using Aura Sight, because I think that it's fun. You, in particular, are unwillingly skilled with dealing with spirits. And after a year of sharing a space with Sarah, the ghost that is haunting you, she is not always present and she is not always aware. But as you are sitting here on chairs and couches next to a fire, you see her spirit go to materialize, sitting side saddle on the edge of the couch that Vecin sits on, and looking at him. You do not get the idea that Vecin sees her.
I think she would be very happy to see you, sir.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I think she is happy to see you. I can tell by your mourning that her passing was a sudden one. Likely unfair.
There were many rumors that went around, but it was not a gentle end, no.
Well, I don't think she found it very fair. I'm very sorry to tell you this, sir, but Sarah has not moved on. In fact, she is a ghost in this room with us right now. It has become my task to help her move on and give somebody the contents of her journal.
Motiva, I want you to roll me a diplomacy.
Ooh.
Hey, you got a guidance, Sarah?
I believe so.
You got a nudge fate?
No nudge fate. I do have guidance though.
Well, I don't know if you should use it because people can tell when you use spells.
I will look at guidance really quick though, and I will see if I'll allow it because it could be fun.
It is verbal.
Ah, dang.
Go ahead.
Hold on, I'm checking something. Because one of the Strixhaven characters has spells to make things subtle, so I'm gonna see if there's particulars to stuff like that, because I might try to let you stealth it, but we'll see.
I can tell you what I rolled. It's not that bad. I'm just used to Sarah just slapping out a guidance.
I would love to hear it.
I got an unnatural 20.
Ooh.
Oh, delicious. Okay, so you cannot stealth verbal components because that is a special feat that you have to get.
Mhm.
But it's okay because you didn't need it. I think that it is apparent that this conversation is upsetting to him. But you also can tell that he does not immediately think that you are conning him. It is an upsetting thing to have a stranger come up to you and be like, I know the ghost of someone who has passed, especially when it was such a famous thing. He has now elaborated that people knew about it. But he looks to believe you as he kind of nods. And you actually see that he goes to turn his face away and he says, I understand. And you actually see that he takes a hand and goes to wipe burgeoning tears. Do you have the journal with you?
I'm afraid I wasn't willing to fight a spectral dragon older than anybody alive for it, but I do have the notes for it. And she presents her little composition notebook and she shows the pages.
Yeah. He'll take it and he'll read it. One second. He goes to read through it, and it's... I don't want to speak for how empathetic your characters are or how you guys feel in this moment, but it is hard to watch a man who for a moment looked storied and happy and content, and also a man who looks strong, be reduced almost to tears as you are having a front row seat to a man's mourning. And he doesn't speak as he reads through the journal, but occasionally you'll see watery smiles or a sniffle come through as he will take the time to read it. If either of you move to pour yourself or him a cup of tea that he's been brewing on the fireplace, I don't think that he would stop you. But if you have anything you'd like to extrapolate in this moment about your characters, I'd love to hear it.
This is so sad.
It's
This
really
is so
sad.
I do think Phelan would pour tea for everyone for the most part. I think she's kind of just sitting aside and keeping an eye on him, and just letting him go through the motions. I feel like she has seen some grieving people before, and so is trying to just get into the mindset of when she's dealt with those people.
I definitely believe that.
Yeah, I don't think I say this bluntly. I don't think Motiva has ever dealt with somebody grappling with death in her life. So I think she's silent and leaving that to Phelan.
Yeah. By the time he finishes reading your notes, he goes to close them and kind of sits in it for a second, closing his eyes and sighing. Motiva, your view of Sarah has not dissipated, and you see that she goes to lean forward as if to kiss his hair, as if trying to comfort him when she can't. And by the end of it, he goes to hand back your composition book and say, here, I would... I assume I would have to return the notebook it's a part of, but you all look like you've come from a long way away, and I think it's telling of your character that you would come this far for someone that to most people would just be forgotten.
I have something I want Philin to say, but I'm trying to think of wording.
Oh yeah, take your time. I'm looking at stuff. I'm trying to see something else from later in the thing really quick.
Motiva's going to cast message to Philin real quick. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no.
No, please go ahead.
Philin would just make a comment about no one is forgotten as long as the loved ones are there to carry their memory. I'm glad we came for you.
I am too. One second. I'll be right back. And he is actually going to get up and walk from the room for a little bit. So if you guys want to talk amongst yourself, you can, as I have to look something up really quick.
Motiva is going to message to Philin so that he cannot hear it. You mouth words quietly, but instead of coming from your mouth, they're transferred directly into the ears of the target. Others cannot hear your words any better than if you normally mouth them. Yes. Okay. Motiva looks to Philin and just whispers, whisper messages. How do I tell him that there's only so much we can do? And that I don't need this notebook and I need to know who to give it to let this both of them rest.
Philin will message back. I think just being straightforward with him would be the way to go about it. I do not think he would be opposed to us trying to help put her to rest.
Okay. Whenever he comes back, we can do that. Motiva just kind of pours Philin a cup of tea, but it's poured really bad, so a bunch of the leaves get in the cup.
Thank you. Sip, sip.
Yeah. And you guys have this sort of conversation. And he comes back, and you see he's holding a little box. It looks to be covered in dust. He's going to come in and set it on the table and say, I can tell when I meet the kind of adventurers who will do something without want of a reward, but it's important to me to make sure debts like this are paid. And so you can take this. don't have need of it anymore. I think it will just collect dust and, well, you know how memories are.
All too familiar. What's in the box?
Are you gonna pick it up and open it?
What's in the box?
Oh, it's closed. Oh no. I do think Valen would try to speak up about, like, that is no debt to be repaid truly. If you would like this away and out of sight, then we can take it, but you do not owe us any kind of payment for this.
Let an old warrior have his honor. The debt from me, I want you to be rewarded for a kindness that you have shown me, and kindness you have shown to somebody that I love.
Oh. Well, I'll give a little bow and say it would be my honor then.
Do you open the box?
Well, now I don't wanna.
I think so.
Alright, Flynn, you pick up the box and it does look old. It looks as if time has ravaged it slightly, but you open it and you see in it is jewelry. You see
Oh my god.
you see a pair of golden earrings decorated with little yellow gemstones. Looks to be like a cat's eye type of stone that's opaque. And you see two gold bangles decorated with a similar stone. And you get the idea that this was a decent amount of money. Each bangle is worth 120 GP,
Woo.
and the earrings look to be about 150 GP.
God I am.
My god.
Gonna tuck that away for later.
Miva is going to speak up and ask who or what authorities should we go to for this level of crime?
Well, if we're realistic, it's been 5 years. Trails have gone colder faster than that, but I know people that I trust, and I know authorities here that I would trust. I can take care of it from here.
Motiva is going to hand him back the notebook and say, "This should help."
Are you sure that you don't need it back?
I surely do not need it more than you would.
Fair enough. I'll keep it then. It will help us corroborate things.
I'm sorry for reading such a thing. It was never my knowledge to know, but I'm happy I can help with this.
You see that almost gives him a wry sort of laugh and says, I doubt you knew the weight of it when you first saw it.
No. She gets more flashbacks to Sarah screaming at Sarah, and it's just like, nope.
She was always kind and forgiving. I don't think that she would ever hold it against you. I think that if it's been so long, I think that she would have liked to have someone to listen.
Is Sarah still in the room? Do I still see her?
You do. I'll say that even as you stop using Aura Sight, you, as somebody who is connected to her, would still see her. Just sitting with him.
Motiva's gonna look directly at her and I think she's happy to know that you know everything more than anyone.
I think in its own way, you can tell that he is happy to hear that. And I think that he would say, I'll do my best to honor her memory as I have been. And God's willing, the circumstances will come to light.
I believe in you.
Of
You
course
have done
you
well
would.
by her.
What did you say, sir? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Villain was gonna say, you've done well by her, and I know you'll continue to do so. I would like to give you a way of contacting us should you need our aid, but I don't have anything for that.
I suppose I could. I know I've known a couple spellcasters in my day. I'm sure I could find somebody willing to send a sending.
Make sure that if it doesn't go through the first time, ask them to do it again.
Yes, we are a bit difficult to reach from here. Did we ever give him our names?
No.
Villain is gonna hold out a hand and say, my name is Philin, by the way.
Back to pleasantry, something that I can navigate a bit better. And he's gonna shake your hand with both hands, kind of clap you on the shoulder. But,
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
and I think that he's gonna kind of go to wipe his face, almost embarrassingly, and say, "But I can scrounge up something to eat if you like. You are guests after all."
Villain's gonna look to Motiva and kind of shrug.
I would want to make sure that Giselle and Talisha didn't get into trouble.
That is wise.
Don't say that about me ever again.
You are very wise, Motiva. In that case, I think Villain will look back to him and say, would it be alright if we leave and come back with friends?
If you would like, of course. It gives me some time to not have to pull hardtack out of my cabinets. Hardly a fare for guests.
Anything would be lovely.
Really? I promise.
Yes, you do not need to go straining for anything wild for us.
And what would they say about Sir Vecin if he didn't show his guests a rousing and welcoming hearth? But go and get your friends. Meals are always better enjoyed together.
I'm gonna hunt down a little fucking Dampier and Tiefling. Where are they?
Yeah, let
Yeah.
me roll your seeks to see how long that takes.
Flynn, what do your elf eyes see?
Yeah, so you guys go and you try to find your little friends. One second.
What the fuck?
Oof, excuse me.
No.
Oh.
Motiva, you're the one who actually finds them first. As they seem to be sort of conversing, sitting on a stoop somewhere. Essentially, Giselle sitting on a flight of stairs that looks to be going up into an establishment, and Talisha kind of leaning against the railing, as they seem to be eating a sort of little like snack and a little wax paper. And you're the one who sees them first.
She's gonna whistle. She's gonna do the wee weep.
I love that because you're in a busy city that is not particularly descript.
I can do that with bullhorn if you want me to do that.
I meant that they don't know that it's you, but I'll say that they look up and spot you.
Wave, wave.
Wave, wave, come hither.
Okay, you make them do all the work. Sure, okay. They come. Giselle stands up and goes to hop over to you, and Talisha kind of grumbles and follows after her. And they come up, and Giselle is currently offering you, Motiva, a bite of her little snack, which looks to be like really tiny bits of fried dough covered in
Ooh.
sugar.
Oh,
Churro.
Yes, like a little Cinnabon, basically.
Fantasy Cinnabon. She takes a bite.
Yeah, they're good. Definitely really grainy and really oily, but delicious. And Talisha kind of comes up, popping another one in her mouth, and says, "Are you done?"
Motiva looks to Flynn.
I believe we're done with our main business, but Vecin has invited us to a meal.
In his house?
Yes.
Isn't it weird?
We're going into a man's house to eat dinner?
Do you not want to?
We don't know him.
Oh, we
my
had a conversation. We know his
no,
name.
no, she gets it. Finally, somebody fucking gets it. Yes, he's very sad about his passed away girlfriend, and he's invited us over for food.
Oh, so a
thank-
sad and strange man has invited us to his house.
Yes, a very sad
Yes.
and strange man, and he gave us. Motiva's gonna reach for the box and full and stuff, and gonna pull out like the 100 fucking GP worth bangle and dangle it, and it's just like things.
Stuff and
What?
things.
Felina's gonna put her hands on her hips and she's gonna say, "He is not strange, he is just grieving. He is a well-established adventurer."
Waterdeep, I bet he is. Okay, I won't turn up free food, I guess.
We've been eating rations for the past week.
And
What
if
the
he's
hell?
throwing
I hope you
around
not.
jewelry worth hundreds of gold, I guess I can use a new friend. Giselle would be delighted, by the way.
Yeah.
Woo!
Don't worry, Delisha and Giselle, you get a free grandpa.
Just you wait.
What?
Don't worry about it. Are you going back to his house?
No. Why the fuck did you say it like that?
Are you going
Your
back to his
grandpa?
house?
I believe so.
I guess.
All right, you guys are going back over to his house, and you knock, and he welcomes you in with another boisterous laugh. Seemingly still in low spirits, but you can tell that he is trying really hard, you know? But he welcomes you all into his home, only slightly like being surprised at seeing a tiefling, but not seeming to make anything of it, which is nice. But as
Has
you
it been
guys-
an hour?
What?
Has it been an hour? I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's probably been an hour total, yeah.
Yeah, my illusion's dead.
Oh, can you not do another one?
I can only do it once an hour.
Oh, rip.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I think that he recognizes you well enough. And seeing that you're with... What's really funny about Motiva is that Motiva reads as a tiefling with how she looks so much to me. So I feel like the idea of him seeing that you look slightly different, but now you have horns and a tail, and you're also next to another tiefling, I think he's just like, fair enough.
Also, her name is Motivation. Yeah.
Yeah. God, you're so... Motiva is so deeply coded. Sorry, anyways. And you're welcomed into his table, and he has made, not something super rich, as it was a little last minute, but he scrounged up together, a really hearty soup, with, fresh bread that he seemed to have gone out and bought, and he sets up a table, and you see that he has to kind of set it up kind of weirdly because there's now a lot of people in here. But you actually see that another person at his table is his elderly father. He lives with his
Oh my
dad.
Oh my god.
And he would introduce him as, this is his father, Yakin. When he retired, he came back to live with his dad to take care of him.
Oh my god.
That's lore that didn't get dropped earlier, but he has a lot of lore, this Veckin man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and so you get to have a meal with him and his dad. And as you guys sort of eat, he regales you with tales of being an adventurer and asking for some of your stories while traveling. And you have a nice night. And you, Motiva, notice that throughout it all there is an extra part at this table, as Sarah kind of stays hovering on the outside of your vision, looking warm in the firelight of this night that you're sharing with somebody important to her. And by the time you leave, you all exit this man's house as he goes to give each one of you a hug and sends you out into the brightly lit night of Waterdeep. Motiva, you feel as if there is a weight over your shoulders that's been lifted. And you don't think that you felt Sarah come back with you even when you left to get your friends.
This is so emo.
Yeah. But you helped her. And now she's gone. And I think this is a good time to pause to take a little break so I can move around the sprites and stuff.
This was just an hour, and I'm so sad.
Yeah. Right. Falin. You have come back from your visit to Faerun. A little stronger, a little more bittersweet, but ready to face the time ahead, as you are now on the cusp of the last day of this school year. I would love for you to walk me through what you're gonna do on your way to go invite people to your graduation, because you guys have been told that you can invite 2 people. This is an event where generally they would like to allow more people to come, but with how the year has been, it's a little bit out of the cards. But everybody can get 2 people.
I can't think of anything she would do beforehand, aside from just plane shifting.
Yeah, hell yeah. You plane shift and you pop up in Rossona. The comforting dark and the stars above, and the glittering lamps everywhere. And you are in front of your Den's home.
Falin's just gonna happily stroll into the main house, see if anyone's around.
Hell yeah, you go up into the main house and you very easily find people milling about kind of vaguely. You see that this is one of the moments where in your sort of like opening den, like sitting area, den like the room, sorry,
Yeah.
a sitting area in the beginning of the room, and you see oh my god, I forgot some of your den mates' names. So on. I know them so clearly in my head. This is embarrassing.
It's okay. Every time we start up a fucking session, I have to pull up the list just to make sure I don't forget.
You have a lot of bitches. It's not my fault. Okay, awesome. Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you come in, and Min is actually sitting on a little plush chair, holding their babies. So that's fun. And you see whenever she kind of sees you come in, you see that she goes to perk up and almost call out to the house, in case other people are milling around, that you're here. And as you kind of hear voices calling out from random parts of the house as everybody comes down to kind of greet you. It's not as exciting as the first time, and I'm sure you come back relatively often. But it's still nice, you know what I mean? It's still a nice thing whenever you get to visit.
Yeah.
And you see Min go to give you kind of a mischievous smile. And she is gonna say, you're just in time. And that is basically all of the warning you get before you hear heavy stomps approach your location as you are bodily picked up by Bova.
I think Falin just like happily yells, like, Bova, you're home!
I am home. I'm on vacation. Well, vacation.
Oh!
I'm on a break. They give you a couple throughout the year, for general well-being, but it's nice. I won't complain.
She will go to give them a hug and a head bonk.
Oh yeah. You get let down, and Bova goes to give you a couple really small ones to make up for time lost. And they're gonna kind of push at your shoulder a bit and says, "How's school? I hear you're doing good. I hope so."
Yes, it's going great. I'm even. Watch this, watch this. And she's gonna like step back and she's gonna. I don't have the fucking brain to think of a specific move. She's gonna do something that she learned from cheer practice.
That's really cute.
Being physical.
That's really
I'm working out now.
I'm working out now. I love the idea that you just like went back and like did like a weird flip or like a pose, and Bova is like, yeah. Wow, when I last saw you, I feel like you couldn't even pick up a toothpick sometimes.
To be fair, some of them are very dense.
No, but that's awesome. Like, legitimately, that's really cool. I'm glad that the studies are not so overwhelming as you can do other things. That's always, I feel like, the best scenario with schooling.
It is indeed. How goes Bazazan?
Oh, you know, hasn't been too bad for me yet.
Well, that's good to hear.
It's about as good as I expected it, but you know, and in the end, it's good work. I don't want to worry you guys. It's good work, and I'm glad to be there. I've been working out.
Yes, but you always work out.
Yeah, you know, I can't brag to you about nothing.
You don't have to brag because it is already very impressive. Actually, speaking of school and whatnot, we are actually about to finish the first year and choose what colleges we go into.
Oh.
Yes, I actually came here to I'm just gonna look around for Nim, if he is here.
Yeah, I feel like Nim definitely shows up at some point as you are, as people are coming to check in and kind of give you head pats and little hugs, and seeing you be happy interacting with Bova. I think that Nim is here.
Yeah. Flynn is going to reach out to put a hand on his shoulder, and then one on Bova's, and is going to say, I was originally going to come and invite Nim and one other than mate, but you are here now, and I am too selfish not to spend a day with you.
You feel like that makes Bova just grin, but there's like general kind of groans from the rest of the den, and Merritt's like, all right, the favorites are here, I get it, but it's all in good fun. But I think that Bova would be like legitimately really excited, and I think that Bova, it's hard to, it's really funny interacting as NPC sometimes in Strixhaven, because I understand everything about Strixhaven, but they still like don't really. So I think that Bova would be really, Nim of course would be very interested, but Bova is now grilling you on being like, what, we're going on to some other plane, like that sort of stuff, and is like asking you about like Arcavios and stuff, and I think that's a really fun interaction that you guys have. Yeah, so I imagine you check in with everybody and you tell everybody how you're really excited, and you invite your two besties.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You do have to kind of, I don't want to say bring them over immediately, but basically, this is a good chance for me to explain how the having a guest over kind of works right now. Basically, you would be bringing them over, and then you can spend time with them if you want, but also, like, since it's like a thing to get ready for, there's also like places that are kind of prepared for family of students who are visiting. Specifically to kind of like sleep, you know, hang out, eat, ask people questions and stuff like that. So you don't have to like watch them the whole time. There's this assumption that right before graduation you guys are going to go your separate ways and they are going to be there to watch you have your ceremony, right? Yes.
Yes.
But you bring them over. I think what's really, really fun about bringing them over to Arcavios is everybody's reaction to Arcavios, which Bova doesn't have to have, but you see Nim have to go through that same thing that you did with the sun, because there's two of them.
Yeah.
And as Nim is almost like reeling and eyes squinting and like putting a hand up, Bova is like, holy shit, there's two suns?
Right? It's crazy.
Where'd they get the other one?
I don't know. It makes no sense.
But yeah, I think that you guys come around. Nim honestly would actually really want you to show him around, like legitimately.
Yeah.
And there are probably times where Bova gets like a little bored, but mostly the novelty of, oh my god, we're in a different plane, this place is fucking weird, is like mostly satiating them. You know what I mean? While you and Nim are having the grown up big smart people talks.
Yes.
Yeah, and as far as other flavor, I also think that Nim would probably like talk to you and be like, oh, does this mean you know where you're going? Like, what college are you picking? Like, what is that like? What is that like? You know, that sort of thing. Like, I feel like they're engaging with you a lot, even though it's hard for me to have the moment to moment interactions because we know everything because we're experts on Strixhaven.
Yes.
But I think you guys have a lot of fun. Sorry, say your thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Flynn would, she'd want to show them like all the colleges and stuff, but more specifically wants to show off Quandrix a lot because I think she's very excited about going there.
That's fair. It is really cool. I definitely like the idea of you guys sticking around in Quandrix a lot, and I also think that it's very fascinating for them to see as like there are really natural and green places in like Xhorhas, but not like really where you guys have seen, where you guys like are at because of like being in the middle of where Rosohna is at. So I think that it is something that is like legitimately really, really cool to experience, going through a place that is so filled with like this cultivated greenery and like flying islands and shit, you know what I mean? And big blue sky and a big ocean. I just think it's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I do also. We don't have to act this out, obviously, because it'd be a lot of characters. But in general, Flit is also gonna want to introduce them to all of her friends.
Yeah, I think that they would definitely be interested, and I definitely think that it's one of those things where, like, it's good to not RP it out either, because I feel like a lot of the interactions would be pretty surface level, because it's like when your friend meets your parents, but in a different font, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't think anybody would, like, be against doing that, and I think also, in particular, this is something that comes up later also, in graduation, but I think that if you like kind of rendezvous with Eleni during this, Eleni's big thing that she likes to do when she greets Nim specifically is give him a kiss on the cheek, which I think is really sweet.
Aww.
I love my ancient Grecian.
Yeah.
I will say on this topic though, I have to look up what that role is. Hold on. Because there was going to be a section where you guys can check in on NPCs before graduation, but if I'm pointing out that you're meeting with people, then there are some things that you would notice
Oh my God.
that you also can elaborate on more later after Ash gets their stuff. 1 second. Yeah, so I feel like it's something where like you're interacting with these people and you're introducing Nim and Bova to a lot of your friends, re-seeing like Eleni and stuff like that, and so you're caught up in sort of this excitement and flurry of this moment, and you notice right as you guys part again, as you're giving Nim and Bova this sort of tour, that Eleni seems troubled in a way that you don't generally see them. But they are gone before you can do anything about it.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna pause really quick, actually. Alright, Motiva. You are now right before the final day of the first school year. You have come back from your road trip in Faerun that was particularly bittersweet. But you are ready to move forward, and you now have to invite your +1s.
True. I also think that Motiva would try to be quick with gathering the people she wants to get, because one of them will be harder to get than the other.
Yeah, you're correct. You will have to hunt down the other one.
Yes. So I think Motiva would immediately go to Juriga, get a scroll, and just boop. Because
Okay.
I'm assuming you won't let her planeswalk.
No, not right now. I mean, you could try, but know that it could be not ideal. You know what I mean?
I'm good.
Alrighty, you pop right over. And you are in your backyard. To this house that you have been at a couple times, but one of the most recent times was probably a bit more somber after your situation and your disagreements with your mothers.
I'm going to use illusory disguise.
Okay.
And become my human Sona.
Yep, human Sona.
And Motiva's gonna go into the house and she's gonna say, "Mom."
You see, I will say the one you see the most readily is the one that you normally see the most readily, which is Ansa. And you currently see Thule actually on the couch watching some TV.
She waves to Ansa and she points to Thule and says, "Strong, Mom."
Of course. Go talk to Dad, Mom.
She hops forward and she says, "Mom."
Yeah.
We're graduating
After only
tomorrow.
A year?
Well, we're graduating into new colleges. We're gonna actually choose where we're going now.
Okay, that's better. I was about to be worried about whatever hack school you were going to. That lets you graduate after only a year.
And I want to invite you to see my hack school so that you can know I'm not at a hack school.
You want me
Yes.
to go to your school?
Yes.
The one in a different world.
Well, Ansa would embarrass me and probably ask all of my friends what their favorite colors are and make them sweaters. And I don't think it would be a good idea to invite Kale.
Well, you know, Squirt, I definitely don't disagree. You know, I'll give it a shot. It'll be nice to be able to hopefully alleviate some of Ansa's worries.
You'll get to see all the people that I'm hanging out with. Get to see the Polish boy that Ansa probably talks about.
Hansa does still talk about the Polish boy and that nice Slavic elf you brought home.
They are neither Polish nor Slav, but that's fine.
Close enough.
Yeah. While she's like talking, she's like DMing Wolf, and it's just like, hey, are you busy? Hey, wake up.
Hey, wake up.
Wake up, daddy. We have things to do.
I think that, let me see actually. Hold on. I actually think that you send a couple texts as you're talking to Tuli, and Tuli is like, oh, you know, I can come see, and like I can see all of the people you hang out with, and like I think that like she kind of makes like this kind of like little rib where she like knocks your elbow and like is like, oh, is it like the same kind of people you hang out here, you know, that sort of thing. And you get a text back from Wolf that's like, dude, what the fuck? I'm at work.
Oh my god, you have a job? That's crazy. Hey, do you want to see elves?
You know what? I feel like you say that, but first of all, I think you should have a job. Deadbeat.
Can't be a deadbeat if you're in another world, shitface.
Well, sorry, not everybody gets an all expense paid fucking ticket to fucking weird wizard school.
Correct.
Where are the elves at?
At my school. You want to see me graduate? Citation needed.
Damn, wizard school makes you graduate after only a year. That's crazy. That definitely doesn't sound fake at all.
I had to go to my specific wizard school or else they cast me out into the swamp.
You get a text from him that's like, you'd look good in a swamp.
I know. I'm not going to the swamp. You hopefully won't see the swamp. I don't want to see the swamp. It's like said in that order. It's like a separate text every time.
Yeah.
Also, my mom is coming.
Of course she is. Which one?
Strong mom.
Strong mom. Okay, she's fine, I guess. Fuck it. Okay, let me get out of this old guy's house, and then maybe we can actually meet up, and you can show me your definitely real wizard school with your definitely real elves.
Motiva clicks her phone closed, and she does it, yes! And she looks to her mom, and she says, we're going to the chicken place.
Wings and things?
Yeah, we're going to Wings and Things. We're going to meet Wolf there, and then we're going back.
Alright, let me get all my stuff together. Should I bring anything?
She like thinks for a second and she nods and she says, a positive attitude and a willingness to accept change.
Okay. And she is gonna go and get a bag ready.
Motiva's going to stealth sneak into her sister's room and steal a shirt.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely can. She's definitely not home.
She just steals a shirt and like packs it away in like her pants.
Hell
She'll wash it later.
Yeah, you definitely can get it, and you head out the house, Ansa, grabbing you to give you a little kiss.
She gives a kiss back.
And you are driven to the Wings and Things. Do you try to go over there, like, really, really quickly, or do you think you give Wolf some time to show up?
I give Wolf some time to show up.
Yeah, so you roll on up, and you see, as hooligans are wont to do, you see Wolf, and Wolf looks a little bit different than he did last year. Hair a little longer, body a little bit more, you know, coming into his age similarly as you are. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Late 20s is when everything really starts solidifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you see that he's kind of like leaning against the brick outer wall, and he lights up a cigarette. And how do you approach him?
Hey!
Uh, I think he's gonna kind of call out and say, "Hey there, asshole, took you long enough." But he's gonna go in and he's gonna pull you into like a big hug.
Yeah, she's gonna give a big hug and she's gonna be like, "Don't smoke in front of my mom. She's a firefighter. You can't smoke in front of a firefighter, you idiot."
He's gonna laugh. And he's gonna do this thing where he goes to like. I feel like he goes to almost like kiss you on the cheek, but it misses, so it lands on your ear, and he just says, "It's good to see you, Mo." I do what
She
I
gives
want.
a big.
I pay my own
She
bills.
gives a big. She gives a big hug and you can pay all the bills you want. It doesn't save you from my mom.
You should pay my bills if you're going to fancy, definitely real wizard school.
No. If I'm going to be a wizard at wizard school, I'm hopefully never gonna pay for shit ever again.
It's true. Beat the system. In a definitely legal way, right? Miss Corhonen? I had to remember your real last name for a minute.
She nods and she says, "Yeah, definitely legal way." And she's gonna put a hand on Tuli's arm. She's gonna put it on her shoulder, and she's gonna put Wolf's hand on her shoulder, and she says, "Okay, you're gonna like absolutely vomit after this, but there's no shame in it." And she's gonna list off the spell scroll.
Hell yeah, let's do it. I am gonna roll to see how well they do, because that's just fun trivia. I should have done that with the other two. I'll tell you later, Sarah, if either of your besties fucking puke.
Nim already got fucking eye blasted. Do you need to make him vomit too?
Yeah, actually, hold on. Neither of your guys vomited. Sarah, Nim probably did heave.
Ooh.
But you are now at school with your friend and your mom. In a place with two sons in a school that is as big as a fucking city. I think something that you notice about whenever they come over is that, of course, Wolf also has like a moment where it's like really bright and he has to squint to look at everything. But you almost feel like whenever you're like holding on to Tuli, she holds on to you in like this sort of like grip. And you can kind of pick up that she feels really weird being here, but she does not look mad yet. You've seen her mad. She doesn't look mad.
Miva's gonna like take a note of that.
Okay.
And she's gonna like think about it, and then she's going to like speak up and say, "See, I told you the magic school was real and not fake."
Yeah, I guess it is. As you guys literally see like elves and minotaurs and dryads and merfolk just like mingling around, and so many elves. There's so many elves here. And you see almost out of a reflex of like being on like a campus, you see Wolf go to take another drag of a cigarette and drop it on the ground to stomp it out. Preemptively making sure he doesn't get in trouble for anything.
Yeah. I like to think that noise is actually Motiva just like trying not to howl. And she's gonna smile and like hold out her arms and say, "Where do we want to go first? Because there's a lot." Do you guys want to see the giant octopus? Art school?
Yeah, I do want to see the giant octopus.
Let's go see the giant octopus.
You guys go to Quantrix and you see the giant math octopus.
Nice.
What's up?
Does this mean that perhaps, since Bolin is showing off Quandrix the most, that we would concede?
Yeah, you probably would actually. Hold on. Volin, let's go over here really quick. Go to Quandrix. All right,
Family
Volin.
meetup.
Yeah, you guys run into each other.
Motiva!
Hey!
Hello!
Hi!
I was gonna look to the people with Motiva and give a like a small bow to Tuli and say, hello again, ma'am. And who is this? Gesturing to Wolf.
She's gonna point at Wolf and say, "This is my guy. This is like the dude that kept me alive through high school and
I
middle
sure
school."
am a guy.
Thank you so much.
Is this the kind of people you hang out with now, Mo?
Not only.
I think he's gonna go shake your hand if you let him.
Yay! Yeah.
It's a very casual one, and he shakes your arm a little bit, but it's like very blasé, but I think very genuine.
Yeah. Glenna's very excited about this.
Who the hell is these people? And she's gonna like point to the other two.
Yes. This is Nim. Yes, this is yes. And then
I've
this
heard
is
I am the other Nim.
yes. Oh, we
The
must
other
introduce you to the doctor.
woman. Sorry, go ahead.
And then this is Bava.
I think I'm gonna be so for real to both of you while this happens. I think Bova's gonna go up and like put hands on their hips and say, hey, and give like a nod. And then make eye contact with Motiva, and they're gonna go over and try to headbutt you as a greeting because you have horns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motiva's horns are down, and she says, "Oh, this? Oh, sure. How hard can I go?"
Do you think you're gonna hurt me?
Yes.
I'd love to
I have
see
a
you
fire on
try.
my head. What the hell?
Come on.
Can I roll strength?
Yeah, let's do a strength versus. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reading that one. 11.
I got a 19.
Yikes.
But I think what's really fun about this is that you guys both go really hard, which is like theoretically never as hard as like Bova goes with you, Volin. But like the challenge is really fun. So you guys go to Bonk, and it makes you see stars a little bit, Motiva, but you manage to stay standing. But because of how hard Bova went, there's like a little scrape on their head from how your horns go. But I think that Bova just shakes it off and kind of gives you a shake when you look out of it, and they're just gonna be like, "Come on, don't faint on me now. Come on."
The fucking stop. Wake up, soldier. Wake up.
Wake up.
Miva like looks a little bit dizzy and like shakes her head and just says, "Yeah.
I like this one.
Can we see the doctor, Nim?" She just fucking loopsy. The dolphins and sharks look wild, dude.
It's only an octopus here.
What?
If anything, that adds to it. I do think Felina's gonna like inspect Motiva's forehead a little bit and be like, "Shall we?"
That was awesome. I win.
Bova high fives you.
Slay. She high fives back. Motiva's gonna look to Flynn and say, "Where do you think we should go first?"
Oh, I am unsure. I've already been showing these two around a little bit.
She points to Thule and says, well, this one's a firefighter. And she points to Wolf and says, this one's an engineer. I don't know anything about either of their jobs,
I'm an
so I don't know.
electrician. That's
You
different.
know, she like thinks for. You should meet Rowan. That's yes, math. We're mathing here.
Yes.
I'm gonna sit down for a second.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you sure
Try
you don't
not
want
to
go
think too
see?
hard. Come on. And Wolf's
you
gonna help
sure?
you sit down on the grass.
If it took one headbutt for me to go down without a fight, I would be screwed.
Well, to be fair, Bova is very strong and also a very well-practiced soldier.
Okay, and so are the fucking mall security cops, and yet I win every time.
As I recall, you didn't fist fight them. You outran them. In this hypothetical situation, all right, Miss Corhonen looks at Thule.
This very hypothetical situation that has never happened. She's staring directly at Thule. This very hypothetical situation that would never happen in my life. I'm a very good, well-behaved woman.
Thule looks at
Never.
Falin like she's the camera in the office.
Flynn, I've never done anything wrong in my life. Please, I can't look bad in front of your... Oh, she looks to Nim, trying to decide whether to say ex-husband. Buddies.
Paulette is going to very gently pat Motiva on the head and say, "You have never done anything wrong in your life, ever."
Never done a crime in my life. See that, Mom? Heard it from the elephant's mouth.
I am not an elephant.
You could be.
I guess
You're-
technically I could. That is true.
Yeah, you're going into the College of Change, baby. Be whatever you want to be.
Wow.
Wow. Did you guys know I like them?
I like them a lot.
Maybe we should meet the twins. Maybe that would be spicy. I don't
If
know.
you
I think
make-
it would be very
you-
fun.
If you make me do a Strixhaven World Tour, having to RP as 4 characters I never RP, interacting with other NPCs I would have to RP as, I will kill you. I have written very
Bye.
specific interactions for them, and that is all they're getting.
Okay. I guess that we should just get ready, right?
I think that would be wise.
Hmm.
We cannot spend the entire day prancing around.
Prancing is for later.
For later.
Yes.
Prancing is for the rest of the, 3 years you're gonna be stuck here?
Yeah. There's a ball.
Oh, a ball. You see, Wolf is the one that says that, and is like, you invited me to that?
No. I don't even know if I'd want to go to that. It sounds expensive.
Okay, just checking to make sure that this is a different event that you made me come to in my work clothes. Glad that we're checking that you didn't accidentally invite me to a fancy event.
Don't worry, you still meet dress code. I'm not wearing anything fancy.
I better, because I'm not changing.
Okay.
Alright.
Bye.
Are we gonna go get ready?
I
Yes.
think so.
Alright, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna switch over the outfits! Alright, and we are back. It is in the couple hours before graduation. What are you guys doing?
Braiding my hair without touching my hair.
Hell yeah.
You can do that now.
Just getting ready. Getting
Getting
dressed up,
ready.
doing the hair and the makeup, getting the horn situated.
Yeah.
Hiding that I stole a shirt from my sister.
This is definitely your
Oh.
shirt.
What's
I
up?
hold up the gifts from Theros.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give out all your gifts.
I can give out my gifts.
Okay, go give out your gifts. You had a gift for who all right now? Because you gave Giselle's hers.
Yes,
Ashawn
I
and
gave Giselle's
Will?
hers. Ashawn, Will, Rowan. And if you want to RP Fullen giving the things to Motiva, we can do that.
Yeah, I'd be
Um,
down. Did you get anything for Motiver?
Yeah, that was the little stick.
That's right, I forgot.
Which is why I was offering to RP with Motiva for it. But we
Like
also don't
me.
have to.
I beat you to death.
Sorry, I thought you were talking to me.
I would love to see.
Delightful. I think after Fullen is done getting ready, she's digging through her bag, and is just going to hide something behind her back and walk up to Motiva with a big smile on her face and say, "Oh, Motiva,
Oh, Belen.
you know how I went on a trip to Theros recently?
Yes.
Well, I got you something." Holds them out.
Can you tell me what it was again?
They were like, I can't remember what the material was, but they were two little sticks that when you hit them together, it had like a tuning fork kind of effect.
Like a crystal. They were crystal sticks.
Yeah.
Oh, Motiva's gonna take them and she's gonna stick them up, right? And she's gonna hold them like a little weirdo and she's gonna say, I look like a Christmas tree. Thank you. These look very fancy.
Yes,
And
if you hit them, they
expensive.
make noise.
What? Okay. She fucking bongs them together.
It makes a noise that I would say is reminiscent to like when people do that thing where they like touch the like crystal glasses, like the ringing woo noise that kind of like echoes a little bit in the air. And depending on how you hit it and where you hit it on the sticks, they make a slightly different noise. This can be used as a musical instrument.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh. She's gonna like actually like experiment with it and like figure out stuff. She's like testing like the different sounds and tones, and she's just like, oh, Belen, this is really useful.
I'm glad you like it.
I don't own anything that does percussion. This is really useful.
Yes.
She's gonna ding ding ding. A clap of approval for Falin.
Fullen and Clay.
I think she's gonna put them at her like mini shrine.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Nice.
And is Ashawn in here with us?
I think Ashawn is generally dicking around in here. Yeah, I think he's been ready for a while because his outfit is incredibly simple, as you've seen.
Oops.
Nice. Fullen is going to point at him and say, I got you something as well.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Is gonna walk over to her fucking dorm basket and is going to get out the little sculpture. It's going to hold it out to him.
I think he's gonna take it to kind of like look at it from his perch up on the top bunk. And he's just kind of like look over it and say, how much did you even spend on this?
Oh, here's the thing. I didn't spend anything.
What? Did you steal?
No,
Oh my god, did
I
you
not
steal? Ashawn sounds
steal.
excited.
Not this time, no.
Oh,
Lame.
I know. But no, they were actually very adamant about just favors.
Huh.
I did some chores for people.
Oh.
Huh.
The artist was very nice to give me these.
Well, I guess it's kind of cool.
Motiva's gonna look at Ashan. Just say it's nice, you fucking dickweed.
Okay, it's nice.
Owen gets a big ol' smile.
Don't let it get to your head.
Let it go straight to your head, straight through you.
I'm just happy you like it.
Thank you.
uh,
I think I will tell you. I think it does look like he likes it. I think that he thinks it's neat.
Aw.
Sean is not immune to cool rock disease.
No
Cool
one
rock
should
disease.
Cool rock disease.
Oh fuck, British lady.
No, not the British lady. Do you need to pause?
The British lady. No, it'll be fine. Give me one second.
Can Motiva ask Ashan something?
Yeah, he's here.
Motiva's gonna look at Ashan and she's gonna say, "What are you going to do? What school are you going into?"
Wouldn't it be funny if I got up there and didn't pick one?
Kind of seems like a statement you would make, though. So
Are you worried about me?
she looks at him and she smiles and she says, "Yes, actually."
I don't know. I've been thinking about it a little bit, but it doesn't. Everybody makes it sound like it's such a important decision that it's like whatever, you know?
I'm gonna bet $10 you're gonna start crying while looking.
I don't cry, asshole. I'm cool.
You think cool guys don't cry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Fun speaking up. You can be cool and still cry.
You would say that.
Yes, I did.
Factually correct, she did.
Whatever, I'm not gonna start crying, and I guess I'm not gonna disrespect the school in front of everyone. I won't embarrass you guys, I guess.
Not embarrassing. I was just worried that you were going to get stressed. And what if you got cold?
Wait, what'd you say?
What if you got cold feet?
Cold feet.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'm gonna be here as long as they let me. I'm gonna be it's gonna be my 13th first year in the future. Just wait. They don't make you pay it up front. Nothing's stopping somebody from cheesing the system.
I mean,
That's true.
this place has been around a long time. You think somebody hasn't done that?
I haven't heard about it.
What a pussy. Don't do that.
Fine, fine.
Are there any of the schools that pique your interest, at the least?
Yeah, she points. Answer the question, dicknut.
I mean, I have one that I think is less lame. Does
Okay.
that count?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Since you guys are twisting my nuts, I guess Lorehold if I had to pick one.
Yay!
Ooh.
Motiva and Flynn doing a clappy dance and dancing around. Because their son is fucking graduating.
You know, I was pondering that one. Now I have even more of a reason to visit. Assuming you go into it anyway.
Yeah, assuming I don't decide last minute that I'm gonna do a master heist and cheese everyone here.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go to fucking Prismari instead, and you're gonna become a flamethrower.
God no.
Oh, you don't want to visit the twins in their ivory tower.
He's giving you a look. Everybody on Prismari is an asshat. Those two included.
I'm not gonna disagree. I haven't met anybody in Prismari that I do like. Besides those 2 citation needed.
What about you guys? Are you gonna go to... What is it? Let me think. Four Eyes Central and Dickweed Station?
I'm undecided. I'm probably gonna be the one that makes a last minute decision, to be honest. What are you doing, Pullen?
Your assessment was right, assuming you were talking about Quantrix.
God, I knew it.
What the fuck is Dickweed Central? That can be anybody.
No, the swamps, because the weeds?
Uh-huh. You think I'm a swamp gal?
I don't know, you hang out over there a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Better be careful or your dick's gonna get weeds.
I'll get swamp foot.
Don't fuck around with Swampfoot, actually.
I don't plan on it. Thank you. No swamp in my foot ever again. Motiva's gonna pop her head out of the door. Do I see anybody running around?
You see a lot of people running around, actually. Yeah, I feel like if you just watch this storm, a lot of people are kind of like running around, either stressed out because of decisions, or stressed out because they're getting ready, stressed out because they're looking for this or that. People kind of like talking. I would normally say like, oh yeah, you see this person doing this person doing this, but I think a lot of people are kind of like harried right now. Because the hour is nigh, you know what I mean? So if you're looking for anybody in particular, I can tell you about it.
Go ahead.
I have someone that Flynn would be looking for, but you go first.
No, you go first.
Whenever Flynn is done giving those two their gifts and whatnot, gonna pocket Kenra's gifts to take in a bit, is going to look around for Fellaini. Oh my god.
Both of them together. Fused as
Both of them together. You're gonna look around for a lady in the doors.
Yeah, you definitely can. You find Lainey in the bathroom at the end of the hall. As they're kind of like looking at the row of mirrors above the sinks, as they're sort of smoothing down their really elaborate gown, which I sent in.
Yay!
And they're kind of like looking at the reflection and turning this way and turning that, as like parts of the white and gray and silver are sort of going translucent against their skin.
I think Flynn is gonna just walk in and not say hi, just opening with, "You look beautiful."
You see Eleni goes to look startled and look over at you and give this sort of beam of a smile, and goes up to grab your hands and says, "No, you."
We both look beautiful.
We do. It's exciting, you know?
Yes, very. How are you doing?
You feel like as soon as you ask that, they go back to looking kind of worried, and you see that they go to like say something, and they go to stop, and then they go say something, and they go stop, and they say, I don't know.
Just gonna kind of squeeze their hands and say, "That's all right."
It's
Go ahead.
you see that Eleni kind of squeezes your hands and say it's such a big decision, you know?
Hmm. I think she's gonna kind of do that thing where like her thumbs are like rubbing the backs of their hands to try and comfort. And is just going to say, ooh, how words?
Word's hard.
Words hard. I think she's gonna try and give like an easy smile to try and like dissuade nerves. Say, you know, I actually just talked about this with Asan, and he has the exact opposite opinion.
What, that it's not a big deal?
It is. I think it is a little bit of a big deal, but it is nothing so pressing that whatever decision you do or don't make, it will not be the end of the world.
You see Eleni go to give sort of a deep breath and nod and say, I understand. I guess it makes sense that to some people it's not a big decision, but I guess I'm so used to knowing what I'm supposed to do, or if I don't know, being told it. I don't know. I thought that I would go and I would see, you know, what Thassa thinks or what my parents think, but I didn't really get an answer. So when I go up there, I don't really know what direction I'll be going in.
I feel like a few things are kind of slotting into place in Fullen's mind right now. She's gonna say, well, how about this? What if we make a list of the things that you maybe do or don't like about the campuses, and maybe we can try and see which one would be your favorite.
My favorite.
Whichever ones you think you would like best. And we can talk it through.
Okay. I think that's good. I think one being my favorite is a good enough way to decide, right?
Yes. It doesn't have to be anything more than that.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. And I think if you carve out time with Eleni to do that, I think that they would really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Gay
Wow.
rights.
You solved the Eleni puzzle.
Gay rights. I love
Gay
gay
rights.
people.
Gay people on my college campus.
Gay people on my college campus.
Extremely common.
There's
Yes.
so many gay people here. Hell yeah. Alright. Motif, are you looking for anybody in particular right now?
I think since Valin has left, Motiva's actually going to look at Sean, and she's gonna. I don't want to say she looks a bit grim, but she looks a bit grim. And she says, Are you bringing anybody?"
No, I didn't invite anyone.
Okay. I wanted to check in with you and Chad about that.
I think that's smart. And you see that his face also looks kind of grim, and he sort of flops on the bed. And he takes a minute to think about it. He says, I didn't invite anyone. But it's not like alumni need permission to come on campus.
He's an alumni.
He graduated.
Oh, gross. Okay. Well, if...
I didn't think about that until just now, but I suppose that is a good enough thing to worry about ahead of time.
If you need me to, I can make you invisible.
You can't be invisible the whole time. It's fine.
I can make you invisible if you need it, though. She's gonna go up to his bunk and she's gonna give him a peck on the forehead and say, I'm not leaving anytime soon. So, when it all comes down to it, if he's there, I'll be there.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check on Chad, but I'm still gonna be here, okay?
Yeah. Thanks, and find out if we have to knock any other heads.
I definitely am.
Don't worry, my mom is scarier than any man alive. And she's gonna fucking Kabedon Chad. I know he's running around.
Oh yeah, he is running around, and he looks a lot fancier than you expect him to. He's not wearing a full suit, but he definitely looks like somebody who got photographed in the background at a picture of like Yale. You know, you saw
He
the
looks
outfit.
he looks like a Macy's photography thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she fucking pins him down and it's just like, what the fuck is this?
You pin him down, and he stops, and he looks at you, and he's like, "Oh hey, you look nice."
Thanks. What the heck is this?
You don't think it looks nice?
I mean, it looks nice, but where's the varsity jacket?
We were told to dress up for it. I don't know.
Oh, Sean has boobies on his shirt, so I don't know.
That's very Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to ask something.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you bring a +1?
Oh, yeah, my dad wanted to come see the proceedings and stuff.
I knew it, you fucking witch!
Motiva's gonna nod and she's gonna read his aura and hold him hostage. And she's gonna say is that why you're all dressed up so fancy?
Well, I mean, listen, if they listen, I know it's not that cool, okay? I'm sure it looks cringe, but like they told us to dress nice. So I was like, what? Like what's like business cash, you know? Like I just thought that this was the assignment, okay? But thanks for dunking on me, I guess.
It's not dunking, it is supportive ribbing.
Yeah, fair enough. And he's
I
gonna
stole-
ruffle your hair.
I literally stole my sister's shirt. Don't worry, this isn't even mine. None of this is mine.
1 second. Okay, so you're using Aura Sight. You see that his attitude towards you is friendly. I would actually argue helpful, because he is a close friend of yours. His emotional state, he seems kind of not on edge, but sort of. I would call it closer to nerves, maybe. Which is an emotion you're seeing is very common in the dorm right now. And that is what you get with your Aura Sight.
Okay. She kind of like strums her fingers and she says, "So I'm not trying to be annoying."
You're not annoying.
She has a lot. Stop. She's like getting red. She's like, stop. I'm trying to be cool. She looks at him and she says, my mom is stronger than any father alive. So if you want to recharge your vibes, you can come hang out with me.
Oh, I assumed we would be hanging out. And he gives you kind of like a smile.
I know, but I'm kind of extending this to most people because some people, and she like kind of like tilts her head back to her dorm and she says, some people don't have the best parents.
Honestly fair. But tell you what, when things start dying down, I'll go over and hang out with you too. We'll be the bastions of the good vibes.
I don't think that will be too hard with us ripping into everybody.
Yeah, we're good at our jobs.
Exactly. She kind of like looks at him for a second and she like straightens out his vest and his tie.
Mm-hmm.
And she like slicks back his hair again.
Thanks.
She licks her finger and she like wipes something off of him.
I didn't know you had a maternal streak in you.
It's not a maternal streak. There's just some dust on you. Is that maternal?
I mean,
guess.
You sound like my nanny.
You have a nanny?
Yeah, she's coming. You can meet her.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think she's sweet.
I mean, I hope so. She's a nanny.
I mean, yeah. If you're not, I feel like that's failing a key feature of that job description.
It's definitely not wrong. Motiva's going to shake his hair a little bit, and she's gonna run back to her dorm.
You hear him call out a hey, but he doesn't follow you as he goes to fix up his hair in the bathroom. Welcome back, Sarah. Would you like to talk to another person?
Yes, I would like to give the twins my gifts.
Yeah, so you can go find the twins, which is kind of a bigger foray out of the first year dorms. And you see, the minute you go off of the central campus and onto Prismari campus, it is a flurry of activity. Whenever you were giving, your plus ones, the tour, that was like earlier, that was like last night, this, that, and the other. But like, as graduation is like upon us, I feel like every person who is situated in a college is in a flurry of activity, running around. But you find the twins relatively easily. They don't really do much, as you guys have learned. And they are kind of helping move something that looks to be like a decoration that people are putting up on the campus.
Ooh. I think Fullen will wait until they're done moving what they're moving.
Yeah, you can definitely wait a little bit when they're done moving what they are moving, but I feel like if you're not quick, they will move on to the next thing, because they're kind of helping a bigger group of Prismaris. But you can definitely butt in whenever they are not currently heavy lifting.
Yes, I think as soon as they put down the last thing, Flynn is going to run up and say hello.
You see, Rowan looks up first and goes to like elbow Will in the back, to point you out as you run up. And she gives sort of a crooked smile over to her brother as Will looks over, flushed from heavy lifting, but also getting ganked by his sister. And seeing you run up, and he goes to give an off-guard smile and says, "Oh, Flynn, hello. Are you not getting ready?"
She does a little spin on her outfit. Say, I'm as ready as I will be. I wanted to give these to you. Technically, how long did the Faerun trip take again?
Like 10 days.
Yeah, technically I wanted to give this to you like over a week ago. I got swept up in something, and now I need to give it to you before graduation happens and I get swept up in more things. Okay.
We'll make sure to take a deep breath.
Okay, so, little over a week ago, I went on a trip to Theros, and I got people gifts. And she's going to first take out the bracelet, and is going to hold it out to Rowan.
I actually think that whenever you go to give Rowan the gift, I think that she looks surprised. I don't want to say that she walked off, but she looked like she was about to like literally give you guys some like privacy. I think because of this assumption that like you weren't really talking to her. And I feel like she looks down at the gift that you hand her and she's like, "Wait, really?"
Yes, of course.
It's so sad.
I can't. I'm sorry. You guys are obsessed with Will. And she goes to kind of take it and kind of look it over. And I think she looks at it and she looks like she's gonna say something. But she kind of shakes her head and goes to look at you and give a smile and kind of go to put her arm around your shoulders and give you a little shake and says, "Thanks."
No problem. Oh, I have two family members that are visiting today for the ceremony, and there is one of them that I think you would get along very well with.
Really?
Yes.
Not one of the ones we met earlier?
No. Their name is Bova. They were away, stationed in a different place, but they're on break for a little bit, and so they came to visit today.
Oh, well, look at that. And she goes to slap you on the shoulder before she takes her hand away and says, "I'll keep an eye out. I'll come by and say hi, since we got buddy-buddy with your family."
And then for you, I'm going to take out the necklace.
As you go to take out the gift, Rowan is like, "Oh wow, there's so much I have to do. I'll catch up with you later, Will." And then as she walks away, she looks at you and leans in and is like, "You look nice." And then pointedly looks at Will and walks away. Will, for all intents and purposes, looks like he is floundering, being abandoned by his sister in his time of need. But he kind of goes to look at you and smile and scratch his cheek and say, you do look nice."
Thank you. But here, I was going to hold it out by the chain.
He goes to reach out for it and he kind of picks it up by the pendant, and looks at it and says, "This is beautiful. You said you got this from Theros?"
Mm-hmm. It made me think of you.
That's... resident white boy cannot hide when face flushes disease. As you see a blush start to take over his ears as he coughs and takes it, and he says, Thank you. I do really like it, so I suppose that's your intuition coming out.
I'm glad you like it.
Next time we're off plane, I'll try to get you a souvenir too. This is really nice.
Thank you. If you want to meet Bova, I think you would like that.
Yeah, I think that I would like that too. Did you bring the rest of your family?
No, I could only bring 2 with me today, so it is just them and Nim.
I see. Well, I'm glad that you could be here to see it. It's... Some people might not think it's a big milestone, but I think it sounds nice.
Yes, I it may not be the biggest milestone, but completing your first year in a completely different plane of existence, it's at least worth a little celebration.
It's true. You guys have come really far, and I think you'll go even farther.
Thank you. Will you and Rowan be there?
Yes. It's not mandatory, generally, but it's nice to be there to see off, upperclassmen that you might have gotten close to, and be there to welcome in the first years. And it's hard to beat a party and some nice food, I think a lot of people are going to be there, even if they don't have to be. But we'll be around.
I think she'll just smile and nod. Say, I look forward to it. I'll let you get back to helping around.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna want extra hands as much as they want to. Prismari likes to go really big about end of year. But I'll see you there.
A little wave, and then she'll run off.
Oh, wow, that was every bit as awkward as I thought it would be. That was awesome.
Yeah!
I fucking took psychic damage.
I love it. Hell yeah, dude.
Can I get a hell yeah, brother?
Hell yeah, brother.
I don't have anything else I'd like to do.
Yeah.
All right. Let me pause and move over the backdrops, and I'm gonna drink some water really quick. All right, besties. You guys don't have any more interactions to do before graduation?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I think I'm good.
Alrighty. Let me open up my thing. Alright. Alright. You guys wait for the appointed time. And you are actually collected by Nora, your RA, as this is the last night that you're gonna spend under her care. And as she's dressed in sort of this frilly, floor-length blue and red dress, misty-eyed, she goes and checks in individually with all of you and gives you a big hug as she comes up to your group of 2, grabbing you by the shoulders, Motiva, and pulling you into a hug.
Oh, you'll be okay.
I know, I'm fine. I'm really proud of you. All of you have come so far, and you're gonna go so far, and tonight's gonna be the big start of a new chapter. And she sniffles and she goes to grab you to hug you too, Flynn.
Oh.
You guys
Well,
are
it gives
just,
her a big squeeze.
yeah, you guys are just one of my first year of students, and I'm allowed to miss you.
Of course. We're gonna miss you too, I promise. Nobody's gonna be as nice about us getting in trouble.
Well, don't worry if you ever need anything. You know where to find me, and I can still, back you up. Okay?
Oh.
Thank you.
Try not to get in any trouble, though. You scare me with you guys.
That's fair.
All right. But we're gonna go up, and we're gonna see everybody, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And Nora leads you all, her gaggle of first years, like a mother duck and little goslings, up the long walk to the biblioplex. And you guys actually go into the Hall of Oracles, which is that circular area with the snarl that you were first introduced to in your orientation. As the beating heart and lifeblood of Strixhaven, and one of the biggest motes of magic on this plane. And people are already kind of mingling. You see, these sections are not super strict, as there are administrators and teachers running around with food, as no student is expected to work today, in case they want to come. And they have little hors d'oeuvres and drinks on little platters. You see Isla and Groff, who work at the places in the biblioplex. You see Elena from the Firejolt Cafe, and you see Hulk and Curdy, who work at the Bozen Tavern, as well as some teachers and teachers' aides. You actually see Adonkai and Nim helping out as well, as Adonkai brings you over you guys over a little drink. And he goes to give you guys a wink and say, don't get too nervous.
She downs it immediately.
Do you need another one?
Yeah, please.
He hands you another one. It'll be okay. And as he kind of flits off to continue doing his job, you see upperclassmen that you guys have come to be very close with. You see Cataris and Rosie. You see the twins. You see Vicus, Felisa, Dina, Melwathorn. You see Xanther. You see also every one of the first years coming out in their little outfits that I linked into multimedia. And you also, most importantly, see, essentially, the people that you know will graduate. You see Shuvadri, from the Student Mages of Faith, who is a 4th year Silver Quill. You see Felisa flitting around and networking one last time. And you also see some of the people that they brought with them. In particular, since I'm mostly assuming you're going to be standing near the first years, you do see an older man who looks remarkably like Chad in a finely creased blue suit with a fairly white undershirt and slicked back blonde hair. Talking to Chad, and next to him is a figure that you recognize, Flynn, but Motiva never got to see. What looks to be a very small minotaur, but a sheep.
Oh.
She's easily about 3 heads shorter than Chad, but whenever she hugs him, it is this warm embrace. You see Giselle has her mother, who has been given a chair to sit while the festivities are going on, dressed sort of in a more warm outfit and cloak. Motiva in particular, you see that they have taken great pains to obfuscate the area where she has her injuries. But she seems to be having fun as Giselle goes and introduces her to a lot of her friends. You also see Nefay has brought two people that look to be her parents, two dwarves dressed in as rich of fabrics as she is, kind of off to herself. As well as you see Fletcher is talking to an older human man that has his same orange hair, but you see him currently with a small elven girl, must be under 10, on his hip.
Oh no, that's so cute. A baby.
Just a little baby elf girl who has this like sort of long dark red hair. But most notably to you, I think, are the first years that don't have anyone with them. Notably, Eleni does not have any guests with them, as do River, Musim, or Talisha. But as the festivities start to go and the first years and all of the other upperclassmen get to mingle and talk, there seems to be this sort of extra room that is put there specifically for before the festivities start. And you don't have to wonder when it will start, because it is very apparent when you hear the beating of wings and a hush fall upon the ground.
Oh.
As you see every upperclassman go to, I don't want to say drop their conversations, but quickly exit to arrange in little sections separated by college, like standing with like. Prismari, Witherbloom, Silverquill, Quandrix, and Lorehold. And then you, the grouping of first years. As there's no way I can describe it that will put more awe into describing it than just telling you what it is. As both of you have never interacted very much with dragons outside of the one you met under the Biblioplex. As one by one, 5 creatures that take up entire swaths of the Biblioplex land and stand in guardianship of this ceremony. And whenever everybody sort of moves out of this sunken dais that has the snarl, you notice that was not empty. As you see on the edge of the basin underneath the snarl sits an old woman, a human woman, frail compared to some of the might of the creatures around her. And a man that you've never seen before. Or if you have, it has been very passing. As you see Tyva, the voice of the founders, come forward, dressed in an immaculate robe of purple and silver and glittering gold. And he goes to start the graduation ceremony. Addressing everyone who has come together, he raises his hands and say, I am happy to see you all come here today, as we have pulled another year to a close. And we have moved farther in our journey for enlightenment and in the eyes of our Oracle and the eyes of the Founders, we would like to honor and recognize those who are making the steps to go to the next step of their journeys. As is customary, we will start first with the graduating class. And we will start with a speech from our valedictorian, Miss Felisa Fang of Silverquill. And you see Felisa goes to move from her circle of silver quills, sort of slowly as people are congratulating her and hugging her and touching her as she goes to move away from the group and walk down in her little black dress and her strappy heels with a bright smile that shows off her teeth. As she comes up to the front and she goes to turn to address all of you. And she says, this is an honor that I can't describe. I know that the years leading up to this have been tough, but this year in particular has been hard on some of us. And I know that being at Strixhaven has changed than what it had been in the past. But at the end of the day, I know you all, and hopefully, at the very least, you all have seen a little of me. And that community and that outreach and that connectedness will be something that no one can take away from us. And I think holding on to that as we move into our lives or into the rest of your school years, depending on what side of this you're on, I think is tantamount. And it is priceless beyond anything else. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for every piece that any of you have added to that. And she goes to give a bow as a scattering of claps go up around the room. And I guess I would like to check in to see, I know this is mostly going to be a guided event, but is there anything in particular that you're doing as you're sort of standing in your section with your peers?
I do think Felinda is, like, clapping for the fucking speech and whatnot. Otherwise, I don't think she's doing much else aside from, like, paying attention to the ceremony. I think every now and then checking in with Fellaini. I keep saying Fellaini! A lady!
We've clowned ourselves with the names.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Motiva?
I think Motiva's going to do two things. She's going to lean over to Giselle and ask, where do you think you're still going to go to Silverquill?
I think so. I think I'm pretty decided.
Okay. And she's going to bump her and say, I wish you luck.
I think Giselle's gonna hold your hand.
That's gay.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna look to Museum. And she's going to say, if you want to sit with anybody during the rest of this, you can sit with me and my mom.
I think that's very interesting. I think that Museum's gonna kind of also have been watching the ceremony kind of closely, arms folded, and is gonna kind of look over at you, Motiva, and is gonna take a second and kind of look at you. And I don't think you see any sort of emotional change on his face. And I think he is gonna say something along the lines of, like, I would be interested in seeing what kind of mother someone like you has.
Yeah.
You know? Thank you.
Motiva kind of nods and says, "She might not talk about it, but she's probably older than these dragons. I figured you could have something to talk about with her."
And he kind of makes a noise of acknowledgement and goes back to the ceremony, but he looks interested.
No offense to these dragons. I think Motiva's moms are older than dirt.
It's true. It's fair you don't know how old they are, so like, my assumption also is that they're old as fuck. I think, and circling back to what Phelan is doing, I actually think that, like, there's this cute moment that happens between Phelan and Eleni, where Eleni almost wants to go and, like, loop arms together, but then is, like, really hyper aware of, like, accidentally getting your outfit wet. So it's like, trying to wrap an arm around you, okay, holding only the hand. Okay, trying to loop arms together, okay, only the hand.
Aww.
But otherwise, I think Eleni is sticking really close to you.
Aww.
Yeah. Gay people in my computer.
Gay people in my computer.
Awesome. And so Felisa is now gonna go to the next part of this ceremony, which is, as she kind of bows to everybody here, and everybody sort of claps for her, she goes to turn and nod at Taiva, and then walk up to the woman sitting on the basin of the snarl. And this moment is really telling, because she goes to kneel in front of this person to be more eye to eye with her, and it's an exchange where you can tell that they are speaking softly to each other in a way that feels very... The only way I can describe it is intimate, and I don't mean like that in a romantic way, but like in a very close way, in a way that Felisa has talked to this person before. And they converse for a little bit before the older woman goes to whisper something in Felisa's ear, and she goes to stand up. And as she goes to turn around, Taiva announced, "And may I present to you Felisa Fang, Vainglory of Silverquill College, as dictated by the Oracle of Strixhaven." And there is a moment where all of the noise in the room quiets as you see magic start to form around Felisa, and her outfit, this sort of little black dress, and her dainty heels, and her beautiful jewelry, once black to represent her college and to fit in with her peers, as each individual fiber shifts and changes until it is a glittering gold, almost diffusing its own light. And she excitedly goes to step off out of the dais as a new fourth year is called down. Shivadri Glintmantle of Silverquill College. And one by one, you see every fourth year go and have a conversation with the Oracle of Strixhaven. And by the end of it, they are given a title, and they are given the blessing of graduating, of becoming who they're meant to be here, and completing what they set out to do. And you see every reaction is just as supportive as Felisa's was, as you see Shivadri be welcomed back by all of the Silverquills that she knew in her time. You see Vicus. You see Dradiel, a character that you guys have never directly interacted with, but you know who it is when you see Arlo run from Prismari to hug Dradiel before he drops down to the dais as he is graduating. Other people of note is Auvernine, a close friend of Rowan's that she also hugs whenever she graduates. Rubina of Silverquill College, a dwarf that seems to be close with Rosie from Lorehold, and a human woman from Quandrix that Cataris sniffles as he hugs her. As it's this sort of very... It's not what you guys have expected from the schools that you were in the past, where it's this very strict and formal and it's based around huge graduations. This is a time where you feel every one. And if it wasn't somebody that you knew, you can see how much these people mattered as they are given their titles and they graduate. And when that is done, Taiva comes back to the center and says, "We honor all of these mages for everything that they have done and every bit of recognition that they deserve. And they will always have a place here. And we will consider them coming home. And know that Strixhaven will always remember them. But let's not dwell on the goodbyes and the endings, and instead dwell on the beginnings. First years, you have proven yourself worthy of choosing a college and getting to pursue your own journeys and find out what that means for you. And I would ask that one at a time, when you are ready and when you are able, to come down and speak to the Oracle and make your decision." And he steps away from the center of the dais, and this is not like it was a minute ago, where it was guided and you were individually called up and given recognition. You are in control of when you decide to go up. And you are left in that moment before this decision until you feel like you can make it.
I'm really emo.
Sorry that's really emo. It was meant to be this whole time. I'm sorry, besties.
No, it's been emo.
love that.
It's so fucking sad. I'm so emotional.
Yeah.
Crying in a fucking Taco Bell.
Oh no.
I hope you liked Felice's speech.
I loved
do.
it.
Oh no.
Oh god.
This is whenever I get to ask you guys out of character. You guys can either willingly go in whatever order you want, or you can wait until you see other people go. Like, this is the decision that you get to make. How confident and how sure and how quickly would your character be able to make that choice? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you immediately, not very quick.
Honestly, I feel like Flynn's gonna wait to see if anybody else goes first, and if there's too long of like a pause or something, then she'll go up.
Okay. I can imagine one or two people that might be kind of quick about it. But I kind of would love for Flynn to go first. I'm gonna have to look something up really quick.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot to give you guys art of the old woman.
Ooh. Ugh.
Whoa!
Old.
Yes,
Cool.
she is cool.
She's old.
She's really old.
Yes.
Older than dirt.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
I am going to be so gassy today.
Yeah, fair.
Sorry.
Me too.
Taco Bell is gonna ruin my guts, but it's okay because it was worth it.
I love to give you this heads up that is on the recording.
Shit.
That's okay. We
Well.
have fun here. All right. Yeah. Falin. If you want to, go ahead.
Yep. I'm gonna squeeze Eleni's hand real quick. I'm gonna step.
Okay. You step on down, and you come down into the dais, and once again, as Taiva has moved on, and it is just you and the Oracle, you are not given any direction. What would you like to say to this woman? What kind of conversation are you gonna have?
I think the first thing Flynn is gonna do is she's gonna give a deep bow, and is just going to say hello, I am Helen Sarai.
I know your name, Zavine. You can call me Jadzi.
It is an honor to meet you. Thank you. To write that down. And the guy said to tell her what college, right?
He said to
Or did he just?
He just said to make your decision. So if you want more direction, you can definitely ask her or tell
Okay.
her.
Then we'll just stand straight and say, I would like to join Quandrex.
I thought that you might. You know, we can sniff each other out. I was a Quandrix graduate.
Oh.
You have a lot of certainty. I feel like I tend to have to comfort first years more times than not.
I was. Excuse me. Fuck. I was pondering between Quandrix and Lorehold for a bit, but between the two, I think Quandrix is the best fit.
I think that she goes to smile at you, and I think that she is going to say, so you know the path in front of you, and you have the conviction to see it through. Yes?
Yes.
I think that you will go far, and I think where you end up might not be where you expect, but I think that you have the conviction to make it what you want. And I think at the end of the day, that's all we really need.
She just. Oh, what?
Oh, you first.
She just smiles and says, "I couldn't agree more."
Well, go on. Turn around and tell your peers where you'll be going. Make sure you use your diaphragm a little. If it's a bit quiet, people in the back can't hear you.
Ah. She will nod. Go to face everybody. And just gonna yell out, I shall be going to Quandrix.
And as soon as you say it, you see the section for Quandrix go to let out some hoops and hollers, with some stomps. And it's maybe not as boisterous as you would expect some other colleges to be, but that doesn't mean they're any less excited. And you notice before you see it, but you feel that you are almost overcome with a sort of magical energy, as whatever magic had been affecting the graduating class is now affecting you and your garb, as the fully grayscale outfit is being recolored in blues and greens so that you can match your peers as you're welcomed into the flock.
Aww.
What do you mean, oh no, Motiva?
Motiva's just gonna lean over to Giselle and she's gonna say, "What if I told you these clothes are stolen, actually?"
Motiva. I guess they're yours now.
Motiva was ready to go, and then she sees that, and she's just gonna let somebody else go first.
Yeah.
The horrors are piling upon her.
Oh, this is Motiva, like, oh, so this permanent. Yeah, but you see some of your other first years, the second and one of the most sure people, you see Disra go up. And Disra has a similarly short conversation with the Oracle, and you see that instead of speaking, Jadzi extends a hand to hold Disra's, as there seems to be a telepathic connection for their conversation. And then Disra whirls around, proud as can be, as Taiva announces to the room that she will be joining Silverquill. And as per usual, campus culture is all very different, and so Silverquill's cheers are more like whistles and short call-outs, and definitely more put together and less rambunctious than some of the other colleges. But Disra very quickly goes to join them. You also see after that, sorry, I have to look at all the people who are really confident. You see Neri go to walk with her cane and Aspen, but her head held high, as they go down into the dais to speak with Jadzi before they turn around and announce that they are joining Witherbloom. And they go to join that group. And you see one after another, the first year sort of come to these decisions for themselves. You see that. Sorry, 1 second. You see in particular, you see Aurora is now a Silverquill, River Witherbloom. Ashan deliberates for a time, and the conversation tends to be a bit longer than you've seen so far, but ends up having a blasé call of Lorehold and joining that group. You see Musim follows suit, going over to Lorehold. Talisha Witherbloom, Nefei Prismari, Fletcher, a similarly long deliberation to Witherbloom. And then you see that the last couple people are you, Motiva, Giselle, Chad, and Selwyn. First year that you all never had the joy to really get close to, before she kind of musters herself and goes down to join Quandrix. And I would like to ask you again, Motiva. Do you think that you would be one of the last, or do you think that you would go?
Motiva is going to squeeze Giselle's hand and go to pat Chad on the back, and then she'll go forward.
Okay, you go forward and you walk down the dais, and you've seen a plethora of people approach this woman differently. Some people give her a decent amount of space, some people come closer, some people touch, some people kneel. But no conversation have you heard yet. How do you approach this woman? And what do you say to her?
Motiva is a little bit. I kind of want to say she's a little bit too far. And then she steps a bit closer and she says, "You know, I'm supposed to be one of the people that knows where they're supposed to go immediately."
I feel like for people like you, a lot of times decisions feel easy until you think about them again and you realize that they are more complicated than you first thought.
I originally wanted to go to Witherbloom, but due to recent circumstances, I want the very stars to bend down to listen to me, and I want to go to Silverquill.
I think she smiles at that, and I think she says, I can tell that something is pulling you to Witherbloom, but I think finding your own balance between nature and nurture, who you are and who you want to be, is important. And I think having the wisdom to know that what you want is not necessarily the thing that calls to you the most, I think that will take you a lot farther than the stars.
Thank you. Motiva is going to turn around and she's going to use her big girl voice to say Silverquill.
That's really fun. When you say that, do you mean she's gonna like really scream it, or is she gonna like scream TM sing it?
I was thinking actually she's gonna use Bullhorn.
That's fun.
Which means it is a non-intrusive voice, but everybody within 500 feet can hear it.
Yeah, you're making sure people know what your decision is.
Gotta make sure the people in the back can hear.
And you turn around and you see all of the Silverquills you know giving that same sort of reaction of whistling and snapping and clapping and pulling you over, and you make eyes with Grayson, who kind of gives you a crooked smile. But you also see Giselle still standing over with the first years as she gives you a big smile and a clap, and she goes down after you. And she kind of mirrors your experience having a conversation with the Oracle, and very quickly and confidently announcing in a quavering voice that is trying hard to be heard and hard to demand attention that she will join Silverquill. And she goes to run up with you, and she gives you a big hug, now in your matching black and white outfits, surrounded by people who have similar interests to you. And then all that's left is Chad. And there is a moment where there is sort of a hush over the festivities, as I'm sure there is more than a couple people who understand the struggle of not knowing how to make a decision until you get there. But Chad seems to shake it off pretty easily and go down. And something really interesting happens, I think, when you watch Chad. As both of you are friends with him, I'm sure both of you are invested to see where he goes, how he's doing. I'm sure that there is an intrinsic want to help when seeing somebody who seems to not know what kind of decision to make. And he has a long conversation with Jadzi. And you think it's telling that the people who have the most complicated feelings tend to be down there longer. But eventually you see him stand up, and you see him take a deep breath, and he turns around, and you see his eyes kind of scan the groups of people, and he meets your eyes, Motiva, and he kind of gives you a crooked smile, and then he eyes you, Falin. He announces that he's joining Quandrix.
Holy shit!
Can I break the fucking tradition and Motiva's just gonna fucking whistle?
Woo!
I definitely can't stop you. I think you're definitely allowed to have that sort of reaction as you give him a roaring whistle as he goes over to join his groups. And I have a question because I need to make sure, did I accidentally skip Eleni? Do you remember if I told you where Eleni's going?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
Tell me
good.
where.
It's okay. I was gonna come back around to it. I still think Eleni would it's in character for Eleni to also be one of the last people. That's fine. And not to sound like a broken record, but again, people who are kind of complicated, they go and they talk to Jadzi for a long time. And it's to the point where I think that Eleni goes down in a swish of skirts and sort of kneels in front of Jadzi, almost close enough to put their head on her knees. And Jadzi goes to kind of pet their hair and talk to them. Until eventually they come back up and they whirl around. And it's less like trying to push down nerves like Chad did, where Chad was like, I need to think and I need to say it and I just need to go with it. Where Eleni almost feels like they look like they have to push it out. They have to, use that emotion to break up those nerves. As Eleni looks at all of you and goes to very confidently, in a way that only barely wavers, and joins Prismari. And on the way up, Eleni does a little spin as their dress changes colors and they join with the group. Yeah, and I think after that, Taiva probably says a little bit at the end, but something really funny happens where Taiva is doing like a closing out speech, and the dragons are all here, and like he's like motioning to Jadzi or whatever, but like everybody who's in a group is like only talking excitedly to each other. So it's very much like, okay, this is the part of the ceremony where we're clocked out. You know what I mean? As you guys are kind of paraded around and pushed around, I think that the Silverquills in particular are really like, I don't want to say they're pushing you around like jocks, but you know, like how sometimes mean girls are a little like overly friendly and touchy. Half of them are like, I know you and you're cool and I'm happy you're here, and the other are like, oh my god, so excited to see what you're gonna do. Time to network and make some friends.
Motiva's gonna use her living hair to make a little, like, no touch me square around her and Giselle.
It's you and Giselle against the world. And then conversely, I think for Falin, it's gonna be a lot of people trying to actually get to know you and Chad. You guys did not meet a lot of Quandrix students.
We did not.
So you actually
know your boy Chad.
You know Cataris, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you have maybe seen Drazimir in the Biblioplex, but like you weren't friends with him, right? So it's like people like legitimately like pulling you in and welcoming you, and trying to get to know you. It's a lot of like pop quiz popcorn questions, and I think that is endearing in its own way.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys now are in the section where graduation is over. If there's anything you guys want to do while you're mingling, either getting to know the people in your college, which I can send you a bunch of NPCs you haven't met yet.
Oh.
Or you could go and interact with some of your besties. You can go and check in on characters from other colleges. You can talk to the graduating class. Some of you were close to them. Talk to other first years. Feel free to think about what kind of interactions you want to have right now. And realistically, if you think of some later, we can always do them as RP, because we're about to do a big break while I get stuff together.
I think Falon would be all about the fucking popcorn questions. I would love some NPCs.
I'm
I would love some
gonna.
names.
Let me get all the Quandrix ones. Some of them have art, which is cool.
Wow.
I would also be interested in seeing any silver quills that I mysteriously don't know.
There's some you don't.
Crazy.
You actually do know a lot of them, unfortunately for you. Okay, so 1 second. There's Cataris. I will send you what Cataris looks like again. Oh, sorry. This section is gonna take so long.
Is it okay? I'm gonna keep muting and unmuting because I'm still eating.
That's totally fine.
Nyah, 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 nyah.
We got Cataris. We have Drazimir, which I'll send Drazimir in here again. We have this girl who her name is actually Lorene. And Cataris would introduce that Lorene, I think, is one of his flatmates.
Yes, I know this.
Yes. And also, you would have actually seen her a lot at the aquatic center when you were learning how to swim.
How do you spell her name?
Lorene?
Larry?
As you are interacting with the Quandrix people, I actually will also point out that this is the Quandrix person that graduated. And she would introduce herself as Talana, and if you don't know, something that actually would come about through talking to her is she actually is on the Silk Ball team with River.
Oh!
So she's a sporty math strategy girl.
Wow.
Sport math.
Sport math.
Sport math.
Okay, yep. And then there's some more that I have also. You also get to meet Maraf again, which if you don't remember, Maraf was that elf that Dina was tutoring.
Oh.
Which he looks like this. He has a picture, I have to get it, I'm sorry. He looks like this. He doesn't have the spiders on him. The spiders are for dramatic effect because he had spider sickness. But then also, you would meet two other people. You would meet a person who looks like this, whose name is Kairu. And they're actually from a card, so here's their art. That's Kairu. And then, you would meet a very cool character that I like a lot. By the name of Zimone.
Oh, her!
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes. And these are all characters that you can interact with a little bit. I'll probably give you deeper information about them later because it's probably a lot of them getting to know you and them being like, oh, you know, I do this, or like, oh, I'm roommates with this person, or oh, I'm in this club. You know what I mean? So like a lot of the information you're getting isn't deep, but you know all of these new characters to interact with. Which is a lot because again, you know Quandrix bitches. And then obviously Chad and Selwyn are members of this college. And then, so for Motiva, unfortunate, as I said, you actually know a lot of them. Because there's Grace and Mina, Rubina, who's leaving, Shivadri, who's leaving, Felisa, who's leaving.
Wait, face.
Killian, you've met. And then Deesra and Gisela are joining, but you do get to meet a couple new people, and I'm gonna find their names. You first meet, a guy named Dinsley, which you guys actually know rooms with Grayson.
I do know him.
Yeah, you saw him.
Motiva introduces herself and tries really hard to not be like, yeah, I saw you while I was sneaking around.
Wow, I've definitely not seen a Leonin. Wow. You know what I mean?
I've never seen you before in my life.
And this, person is, Nanya Lugo, which I will have to spell. It is a long name, I'm sorry. Nanya Lugo. And then you would also meet... Oh, goddamn, this character doesn't have art. You would meet somebody named Vanessa. And those are all the people that you did not know. But Killian is over here, so you get to potentially get to know Killian.
No.
Haha, yeah. But yeah, so that's all the new people that you guys meet. How you feeling? What are you guys doing? Miva?
No touch zone.
No
While
touch zone.
Motiva and Giselle are networking. Deidre is invited.
Having the time of my fucking life.
Yes.
Yeah, Fulin is having a nerd out time, and Motiva's just like desperately trying to sign to Deesra, just like, do you want in the no touch hair?
Deesra would sign a yes, but just enough to come in and give you guys hugs and then leave because she does not mind the touching. And she signs got you. Tricked you.
She does a winky.
Mina is really excited that you're over here. I think that Mina waits until an opportune moment to kind of, to put her hands through the no-touch zone to give your shoulders a little shake.
Yeah, I think whenever Mina comes in, Motiva takes down the hair and is just like, hey.
She's like, hey yourself, that was pretty cool. And she is going to give you a shake, and then she's also gonna ruffle Giselle's hair, which makes Giselle a little embarrassed. And then Grayson is gonna walk up and just fold his arms and say, didn't know you had it in you.
I simply don't want to ever go in a swamp ever again, actually.
Oh, tragic. I thought you were gonna be our insider swamp informant.
It crossed my mind.
Well, either way.
It's nice to see you too. You're welcome.
I am excited to see you, but come on. I have to rib you a little bit.
That's
Gotta get a
fine.
thick skin if you're gonna be over here.
Oh, my skin is thicker than most.
I think he just kind of smiles and says, I'll see you around.
See you later.
Gay people are at your graduation.
Gay people at my graduation. Speak to the gay people at your graduation, Fulin.
I don't know any of them yet.
It's true.
You?
I do think in gay people at my graduation fashion, Eleni is gonna run over and break rank and kiss Fulin on the mouth.
Ah!
And hold on, I have to do something.
What the heck?
What do you mean, what the heck?
You're rolling.
Yeah, I am.
Stop! Rolling to beat the shit out of you with a kiss.
Oh god.
No, I was just seeing who saw.
And oop. And oop.
Goodbye, Flynn.
I think that Eleni in the high over the making the decision, I feel like is gonna break rank for a little bit to kind of put an arm around your shoulder after the kiss, but probably gets dragged away pretty soon after by Prismaris. For the posterity, like, come on, oh my god, come on, stop. But I think that that's something that's really cute. I think I'm gonna roll something really quick. Something that I think that you notice, Motiva, since you're over here, is that you kind of notice that Felisa is over here in the Silver Quill section networking and talking to people, and for a little bit kind of pulls Giselle over to kind of talk to her a little bit, you know, vampire to vampire, and they go to hug a little bit, but before long you actually see that she goes to walk off and have a conversation over by one of the pillars with another graduating student, Vicus.
Oh.
And other graduating class members that you see. Shivadri is kind of chill and saying goodbye to some of the people that they knew, but isn't particularly running around. But one that you definitely don't see until you actually go out to look for it is when you look for Dradiel, the graduating Lorehold, as he and Arlo are kind of off in a corner, kind of holding each other.
Gay people at the graduation!
Gay people are allowed to be sad, okay?
Oh.
Gay people at the graduation, they're so sad.
They're really sad.
Long lost lovers.
Yes. Oh, also, I forgot. I know I mentioned it at the time, but I forgot to mention it at the end also. Oh, that's why. I put her in the wrong section. Aurora is also in Silver Quill.
Yeah! Aurora goes in the no-touch hair square.
Exactly. Sorry, for some reason on one page I put her in Witherbloom, and on one page she says Silver Quill, so I got confused.
Oh, that's fair. Notes are confusing.
Aurora, Giselle, Mina, and Motiva are in the no-touch hair square with all the girls. But yeah. Unless you guys have anything of note you want to do right now, I might just cut it here and we can have different interactions in RP.
An RP.
Oh no, RP.
I know.
Oh,
Perish the
no.
thought.
Where's my long promised William and Nim interaction?
Don't worry, it'll happen. But nobody went up to go talk to either of them, so it's gonna happen in RP now.
Hey.
All right, don't worry. You guys will definitely see the tea and hear about it. If this event gets crashed, everybody knows. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Woo!